Hi folks, David Pierce here, realtor, associate broker, the Home Team AZ at My Home Group Real Estate, and MHG Commercial, coming to you live from Regroup Coffee and Bicycles with the famous,
hardly.
the famous Margaret Miranda with Lawyer's Title. It's always good to see you.
See you as well, David.
I'm really excited to be able to sit with you in a public setting, be able to go over things with you today, and kind of turn the tables a little bit and let you ask some questions today.
I want to tee you up because really for myself, and hi everybody, again my name is Margaret Miranda and I am with Lawyer's Title of Arizona and I operate out of the Kierland office. And I'm here with David, who is, with My Home Group. And it's funny because when we had discussed really what to talk about in this video, I said, you know what, I want to reverse the process and really ask you the questions and have you, tell me what it's like as far as your experience in the industry, what it takes and what you need in order to be a successful real estate agent. And that's really where we are, right?
Oh,
and we're at Regroup, which they are phenomenal, and they're right here in Old Town Scottsdale.
Yes, if you have not tried Regroup Coffee and Bicycles, it's a neat little spot. They literally do coffee and bicycles and have some pretty amazing coffee, I must say.
Hey everyone, looks like David, there's Jason, James.
We got Barack.
Yeah, Chris.
Christopher. Thank you
guys.
for joining us.
Well, all right, David. So tell me about yourself, right? How you've been in this industry for how long?
I've been in the industry a total of 17 years. I actually started as an intern at the University of Arizona down in Tucson with Brother Ellis.
Yeah.
Did office medical, ran around doing stuff for him, marketing wise. It was good, got my teeth into it, kind of learned. So got that start there, and then I ended up actually up in the Chicagoland area doing commercial real estate up there until 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I got to do a 1,100,000 square foot build-to-suit for Kellogg's as part of the team I was with up there at the time.
Kellogg's, no one knows what that is.
Nobody cares about that name. I was the low man on the totem pole. I got lunch. It was exciting. I remember right out of college. Unfortunately, then 9/11 happened. Really kind of slowed the economy down, and I ended up actually getting a job with the Federal Aviation Administration, helping them out, believe it or not, with their commercial real estate. All of their office space and airports and everything leased. All of those government contracts, little thick contracts for those long-term leases.
Yeah.
So I helped out with that until I believe my fiance at the time, who's a Nevada native, said, if you want to marry me, we're moving, because it had been the third Chicago winter and I think she'd had enough. So we looked at Southern California, we looked at Texas actually, we looked at Austin.
Love Austin.
Thought about it really hard. But being that we both graduated from the University of Arizona in Tucson, we knew people in the Phoenix area, as well as my wife being in education, ended up with a job teaching at this little school called Basis. You may have heard of them. They're pretty well-renowned charter district here in the Phoenix metro and nation. So I ended up looking at commercial real estate here in the Valley once we moved here 14 years ago, and then ended up deciding to settle into residential because it was, quite frankly, an upswing and a boom at that time.
Lucrative.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It was fun. Ran around quite a bit and didn't really cut my teeth on resale and going through and learning.
Yeah, love that. So, okay, so for yourself, when you were just getting set up, because regardless of the longevity, right, there's always going to be new agents that are coming on and joining you on in this field. So what pieces of advice would you give to them as they're starting up their business, whether they're part of a team or they're an individual agent? Is it picking the right brokerage? Is it getting the right systems in place? Is it working on your business beforehand and really visualizing what it is that you want, right? Or working backwards? What is it? What does it look like?
Well, I think step one is you got to find a brokerage that fits you, your personality, and your needs.
Yep.
And I think that's a really, really important thing. A lot of different brokerages out there. You got to find the model that works and fits for your need, as well as see what classes they have available to really get a feel for that brokerage.
Yeah.
I know the brokerage that I am with, my home group, has classes every Wednesday that are open to anyone to attend.
Yes, and even across different industries too, which I love.
Yes.
Yeah, Mark and Jeremy had said that recently, where it's really not specific. And of course, guys, we are here at the coffee shop, so do not mind that the beans are being
they're being ground.
Put through the grinder. So, hey Reggie, what's up? And so
what's going on, Glenn?
Hi, Madison. I hope you guys are all having a great day. So funny. I always get so distracted by saying hi to everyone, but I love that. That's the best part about all of this.
And it's not grinding.
Right. So with my home group, I mean, yeah, the classes are open to anyone across all industries, because it really is about building your business.
And they teach a lot of good lead generation and marketing classes, and I think that's important because you're going to need to really focus on those basics when you get into the industry, because it takes a while to build up your business.
Your database.
Yeah, to where it's going to be something that's a better return, right?
Yeah. So we started with that, right? It's important for you to find the brokerage that fits your business plan best, and the way in which you work and what culture they have there. What's it like over at my home group?
I think it's got almost a startup buzz going right now. I mean, we've got the fastest growing brokerage in Arizona. We've got the number one agent in Arizona, and a lot of, my goodness, top teams and top producers in the industry. And I think the growth rate is conducive and shows that energy that's going on there right now. And I got to give a lot of credit to Mark and Jeremy. They really have done a lot to create that culture. And
it's
Larry, welcome
today.
Larry. It's official.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and what is that culture like? Clearly, they allow you to grow, but why is it? Do you think that teams do succeed?
Well, I think my home group not only gives agents the options to do business in which the way they want, but also gives flexibility in what business that they do. Need it be from multifamily to single-family residential resales to commercial, as they now have MHG commercial division focused on solely handling those commercial referrals with a team dedicated to just commercial. So you've got whatever kind of you want to cover in real estate is available there at my home group to do. Love it. I can't tell you how great it's actually been for my business. Yeah.
And now as you step further into the commercial division within my home group and really grow that portion of it, right?
I'm excited to work with Aaron Dutcher and MHG Commercial. They are really trying to ramp things up to make sure that all of those referrals are handled quickly and diligently, and that your clients are taken care of, so you know that you're getting the professional service that you're expecting out of an MHG agent. Really.
I think that's both on both the residential end and the commercial end. And as you say that, right, taking care of your clients in the best way possible. Would you say that it is imperative for an agent to have a CRM, regardless of what that CRM may be? How imperative is that for a new agent or a long-standing agent in the industry? What level of importance would you view that as?
Database management is such an important part of real estate. I cannot even tell you. You need to be on top of your sphere, and the only way to do that is to use really a CRM. I don't care if it's a paper CRM, the old-fashioned way, or a CRM on a software platform. You have to have one and use one. It's entirely important what you do. And you have to find the one that's right for you. Because there are a lot of different options, from lead generation platforms to follow-up platforms to platforms that do both. So it is really important to investigate that if you're going to consider even doing real estate as a business. You have to be on top of your organization and your database management, and reaching out to people and in staying in constant contact to remind people that you are their source for real estate.
Yeah, absolutely. That you're a community specialist and you're there in front of them at all times, which then alludes to why you do these live videos every single day, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to educate, trying to keep the word out there, trying to stay in front of people. It's part of the nature of the business. Got to do it. So if you're going to do it, try to have fun doing it.
Why not do it live, right? right? Because what you want is for everyone to see who you are, whether that's on video or in person, because that's why people are going to want to work with you.
Hopefully.
I would hope so.
Text team to 33655. Get in touch today and talk about your real estate goals and plans. I don't care if it's long term, short term. I want to gain you as my client for life.
You've nailed that. I mean, I know that you want to be a commercial, of course, but yeah, you've pretty much nailed that down as far as the infomercial.
Oh yeah. Well,
Set it and forget it.
Walk model homes for a while and do that thing, and then I think my dad's a docent at the Desert Botanical Garden.
Yeah.
Might get a little bit of it from him. Thanks, Dad.
Okay, so the power of social media, right? I think that so oftentimes, because I'm a millennial, everyone will think, well, of course you got it down. You're young. You know, why would it be all consuming? Why would it be overwhelming? But I'm going to turn that around to you. What's your experience been like with it? How have you been able to connect? Who have you been able to connect with? And actually, the gentleman who connected us, how did you meet him?
Well, I have met several different people through social media, and social media is definitely a powerful tool, but it's certainly adjusted the way I do things. As a realtor, you have to accept the fact that what you're doing is a public thing. So it has certainly adjusted the way I post photos of my children. The messages that I'm trying to send out there, I'm trying to be more thoughtful about it, not just post something up because they think it's funny, because a lot of times a lot of people don't think it's funny. So you've got to be thoughtful in how you proceed with that process. And I don't think I even have gotten an idea of trying to keep that message clear. I mean, I've been trying to focus on how important it is to know your team, build your team, and be proactive in what you do in your real estate goals. But it's hard to maintain that message throughout everything that we're posting and doing all the time. As well as you have to kind of think of this as a grassroots sort of project.
Yeah, I was going to say that exact word, project.
It's not professional. It's not meant to be professional. It never will be professional because I don't know professional audiovisual person. Hopefully graduate to that level one day.
But that's the beauty of it.
But
That's
it
why
might lose its appeal.
Yeah. But that's why there's a platform for live videos and for us all to create it so that it's not something in which you need to be a professional in. Because at the end of the day, the goal for Facebook, really, of course, yes, there's a space there for ads and, of course, business pages within this industry and across all others. But really, the point of it is to connect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to reach out to new people as much as possible, especially with real estate. Our goals are a lot of times really long term. I mean, it may be 3, 5, 7 years before you move or want to make an investment or decide to change where you're at or your location. So really, I just want to connect every day. I want to remind you of who I am, and when you are ready, I want to be the one you think of when it's time to reach out. And then, of course, I want them to work with my co-marketing partners who are taking the time to help do these videos.
Yeah, well, to get your name out there.
Yeah.
Right. So, how important is that to you? What is important within the transactional process when it comes to picking the right title company, picking, the right home inspector, picking the right, all of it, because at the end of the day it is. It's not just yourself, it's not just your TC, it's your entire team and everyone you work with.
Correct.
So how important is that to you? What do you look for within, let's start off first with title insurance.
Well, title insurance, I need them to be able to educate my consumer. I need them to be able to communicate with my client consumer on the level which they work. Not everybody communicates on the same level anymore. We all use different platforms and have different ways of communicating. So I need the title agents to actually be a little adjustable to communicate on a level that is going to be adaptable and trustworthy.
Yeah.
And it's hard to bring that in, but if you do what's comfortable for the client, then the client's going to understand and listen better.
Of course.
And when you have that going back and forth, then when you do hit into a rough patch, or maybe something comes up with a document, or if there's coordinating signings or getting the earnest money, you want to be able to make sure that they know and trust and work well with these people, because it's a major purchase and it's important.
Of course, it's the largest, the largest investment for. Sorry, everything keeps popping up. But hi, everybody who's tuning in. It is. I'll say this as, again, this video is not, of course, about myself, but one of the best parts about being in this industry is seeing the ability for first-time home buyers to make their largest purchase thus far. For anyone within this community to buy property, because it's not something that is as common of a concept back home in San Francisco. And as we talked about earlier in Austin, I mean, the markets are just crazy,
yes.
Right? Yes. So tell me a little bit what you think about this market. Why you think people should move here? Because I'm certain that regardless of our spheres or whatnot, there are people who are, of course, looking to move to Arizona from California, from Nevada, from Colorado, Florida.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you want to avoid high taxes, and say you're from Illinois or California and you have a lot of taxation there, Arizona's definitely got some of the lowest property taxes around. It makes for a lot of ease and things. We are a escrow state, so therefore you don't have the lawyers involved in the transaction or tax stamps, although California doesn't either. Makes for an easier transfer of property. So I think Arizona is appealing that way. I think the growth here is appealing. I think the business growth here is appealing.
It's insane.
We were the fastest growing county again for Maricopa County nationwide.
Yeah, it was 72,000 right last year.
Yep, and I don't see that slowing down. I mean, we continue to have companies come invest and want to be in Arizona, and I only see that improving over the following years, especially as things get a little crazy in some of those other states. I don't know about you, I don't think I'd want to stay where I'm getting taxed as much as some of these other locations.
Yeah. Not to downplay my home state, but it is. The livability sometimes and the affordability in contrast to your pay rate or your salary or your household income.
The cost of living.
Everything,
Yeah.
right? And I
remember the cost of living in Chicago 14 years ago. It was expensive. It was expensive. I couldn't imagine trying to get by in San Francisco. I mean,
crazy.
I saw a 300 and something square foot place going for $500,000. What? No, thank you.
This was, it's crazy. This was
I can get you a nice place here for $500,000. Let me tell you, really nice.
I was probably about 9 years old and had my sister, a family member of some sort, a friend of theirs. We were at their 1-level, 2-bedroom space within a townhouse. And by no means is this where I lived, by the way. I mean, I lived, yes, of course, I lived in San Francisco, but I didn't live in this space. It was $25,000 a month to rent, and that was 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years ago? I mean, it's a beautiful city.
Yeah, it's a good place to visit.
Huge Giants fan. But, it's so beautiful. So what are some of, as we talk about community, what are some of your favorite spots, right? What are some of your favorite restaurants? You've been here for a while. I'm sure you also have some viewers from Tucson. What are some of your favorite spots all around? Where you go for breakfast, coffee, dinner?
Breakfast. I mean, you got Butters. What a great spot to go. They got a bunch of locations going all over. Regroup, another great spot. I love all the little coffee shops that you have around Village Roastery, right below Fairways. New offices there. Great spot. You've got Altitude, which is just right by Jason Mitchell's office.
You know what's so crazy is
that's a great spot.
2.5 years ago, or 2 years ago? I'm trying to think. Time flies. I used to go to Altitude Coffee every single Sunday. Every single Sunday. And now it's just so crazy because, Reggie's office is right there. The Mitchell office is right there. And it's so wild just to see
two good coffee shops right in that same complex. Phoenix. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And I don't think either are struggling.
I don't think so. There's always I can hardly find parking in that.
And there's always a line of Butters too.
Yeah. Why wouldn't there be? I was just on their Instagram a day ago, trying to fight the urge to not buy cookies at Sprouts because I love cookies. And it came up with
Who doesn't like cookies?
If you
My
don't
kids
eat
like cookies. I like cookies.
but it came up with like cookies and cream or Oreo pancakes or something or the other from Butters. So difficult. Anyway.
I have kids. I got 3 kids. So we belong to the zoo, the Desert Botanical Garden, the Children's Museum.
I love that you said you belong to the zoo.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I mean, it's just cheaper. Trust me. And then there's all these activities that you can do because Phoenix is a major metropolitan area. And last I checked, there were 3.8 million people in the Phoenix metro area, along with only 16,000 available listings, so currently low inventory. So if you're thinking about selling, now is a good time. But yeah, all these events and things to do with your family, it's a lot of fun. The Scottsdale Park System is probably one of the best in the country. They've got lots of great things to do all the time there. I got to commend them for always doing a good job. So I think this is a great place to live, great place to raise a family, and it's also a great place to not have a family and go play. Lots of things to do all the time, and I think I've seen things not slow down as much in summer as they used to over the years. More of the population is staying, and the average age is only in the 30s. People, I think there's a misconception there with people thinking this is only a retirement place.
It's definitely not. I'll tell you,
really
that's exactly what I had thought when I had moved to Arizona. I thought, actually, everyone gave me so much flack at first. Like, how you're not going to have, the hole in the wall, like vaccine places in the Mission in San Francisco, or the hospitality industry. What's it going to be like? It is the complete opposite. There are so many incredible restaurants here.
All the restaurants have gotten so good.
Everywhere.
It's fun.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So what are some of your favorite places to go for dinner? Take your wife and your kids?
Well, I have 3 kids under the age of 10, so I don't really get out much.
Unless you're out in the field working, right?
I really don't. Good spots though. Rehab Burger, always a good spot. I know Sweet Provisions, right there up in the McCormick Ranch, is good.
We have a couple other locations too, I think now. There's one in Uptown or North Central. Sweet Provisions.
So.
Yeah.
It's been really actually interesting to see. I know Restaurant Week happens every so often. The restaurant scene here has really grown and changed. It's gone from over the 14 years that I've been here, where you saw a lot more chain restaurants and everything, right? It's really changed over to where you've got a lot of these one-off and these chef-backed, amazing things. From Buck and Ryder, anything Sam Fox seems to touch turns to gold.
Totally.
I mean, I know my wife's favorite place to go is Chelsea's Kitchen, and I'll put a little plug in for Chelsea's Kitchen because I don't know how you do it. It's good every time.
It's the consistency. I think that actually it parallels exactly what I believe is successful within this industry. Same. Is the efficiency, the consistency of your service, right? Because that's
communication.
Exactly, that's exactly what I experience when I go to Chelsea's Kitchen or Houston's or any of those.
There's a place that's never changed.
Yeah.
And the ribs are still good.
The ribs are fantastic. Actually, if Tom Mason is still watching this, I know that is his favorite meal and favorite restaurant is Hillstone Houston's. Yeah. But that really is that really does speak to, I believe, what really does make for a successful agent, successful partnership, and then also too for your clientele base is just consistently being in front of them, showing them your value as we approach, really a different space in the industry where, of course, the iBuyer movement is real. Yeah. And it's not something in which, I don't think that you necessarily need to be fearful for, right? What do you think of it?
I don't know. I've always led on educating my client. It's a major purchase. I want them to be as educated as possible and comfortable in their decision. I think that's extremely important. I can't stress it enough, actually. I really want them to be as educated as possible. Excuse me, because it's not my money. This is what it really comes down to. And usually it's the largest and investment or purchase that they've ever made. So education is key, disclosure is key, making sure you have the right home inspector to come in and look over that property so they have an accurate record of the condition of the property at the time of the purchase.
I can't at all tell how important that is, by the way, with just your
Just
no,
saying,
just
you know,
kidding.
for liability
But
issues,
there's
it's good to know. Aaron, what's going on? Josh, hey, what's up? Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, so it's really important to have all of those aspects together because you want to have an accurate record of the condition of the property. You want to make sure that you're confident in the property in which you're purchasing is as presented. And I think once you're comfortable with that, you're more comfortable in your decision. And then you go from a rental situation to a purchase situation. Now you are building wealth and equity, and that is the ultimate goal because it's really a forced savings plan any way you look at it.
It is.
It is.
And to now be 10 years off from 2008. I won't want to go too far into that. But, to see the market really shift. So prior to this, I don't know if we discussed this before, but I had worked in property management with Atlantic Residential before. So it's interesting to see the rental market be, I think in 2016, it was number 5 in the nation as far as the rental market, right? And now
Very
to see the shift.
It happens fast.
Yep. And I'm sure we're speaking to a lot of renters right now. What do you have to say to them?
If you can afford to buy, you should seriously consider it. We're at the point where if you can afford to, it's going to be better off for you long term financially than renting. You're just throwing away money. The rents are so getting to the point they're so high. Your mortgage is going to be less. It's going to be less.
Yeah.
So if you can do it, we should do it. And I have a feeling I got a few lenders I know that might have some options.
Hey, Reggie.
For doing things with less than 20% down.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Know quite a few that would be happy to help. So any of you are interested in learning more, please text TEAM to 33655 today, and I'll gladly get you in touch with somebody so you can find out what your options are in the current market with the conditions that we're facing.
I think it's so funny that you say that you're nervous to do these because you sound so, just polished when you say that. I know you've done several of these videos, but you're great. Thank you so much for having me join you too doing these videos because what I've come to find.
You were supposed to be asking all the questions.
Am I not? No.
Pretty good. Yeah.
But just a little tidbit, for anyone who is at all either fearful of doing live video or doing video at all, what I've come to find that gives me so much pride and gratification is when I see agents get in front of a camera and prior to they're nervous, if they think they're wrong, gonna vomit, whatever else. But you all shine and light up when you're in front of the camera talking about what it is that you do.
If you enjoy what you do and you're passionate about what you do, it's not work. And then coming up here and doing all of this stuff, wow, it's fun. And then talking about real estate, it's all I've ever done. So it's all I ever know, and I can't tell you the joy I get out of seeing that conclusion when everybody wins and you get to smile. I don't care if it's a first-time home buyer or that business owner getting that space to move and grow its company. There's so many scenarios where I love the thrill of being able to put it together and making it happen for people so they can continue on with the next chapter of their lives, whatever that is.
So, okay, we've talked about, a couple of key points as far as what makes a successful agent, right? Having the right team in place as far as your lenders, title, home inspectors, everything.
Mm-hmm. And I think, you've got to have options for your consumers. You've got to be able to be flexible based upon the personalities and the needs of the situations at hand with each transaction or case. Because it's real estate. Nothing's ever the same. So you have to always be able to be flexible and address those needs of your client.
And as we talk about success as a whole, right? Not just yourself as an agent, but all of it, right? What it's what it's like for your family, right? Like how has that been as far as you being an agent? Because you have the flexibility, right? You're talking about, you were able to walk your dog prior,
Oh,
take
yeah.
your dog out or whatever. So what does success look like to you as a whole? That might be very vague, but I want that to be somewhat of the conclusion. I don't know
Loaded
how far
question
we are.
here.
Yeah, it is. But I want that to be very apparent to whomever is watching. What does success mean to you? You can take a little bit to think about it. I can kind of sing and dance.
I think success means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. I've been privileged to be able to work in the industry for as long as I have, and be able to do a lot of different things and learn a lot of different things, and be able to still keep doing it, as well as support my wife's career, to allow her to do it full time, be flexible in my schedule to be supportive with the kids and the household, as well as she has been flexible to support my career when I'm running around on the weekends showing property and helping my clients. So actually it's a lot of work. We joke about how we survive each day, but it's really a lot of fun when it comes down to it. And I think that's what keeps me doing it. I think that's really it's not always about money, everyone. It's not. It's about the smiling faces. It's about
partnerships.
It's about supporting a comfortable lifestyle for me and my family, and being able to be involved in my children's lives, not traveling all over the country for my work, and working close to home. Right there alone is a huge benefit. Super enjoy that.
And being an integral part of the growth of this community, right?
Yeah, that's fun. Absolutely.
It's a great place to be. So I think that we've hit our mark. I hope that everyone who tuned in enjoyed. I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't think that the coffee grinding was too loud. I think they enjoyed it. All right. So where can they reach you? How can they reach you? What's your, I'm sure clearly text team to 33655.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So first of all, I wanted to give a big thank you to Regroup Coffee and Bicycles for allowing us to do the live broadcast from their location and use their Wi-Fi. Really good place. If you're a bicycle nut, you got to come check out their setup here.
No, I actually really
they have
like
an expert technician. The guy is just a genius, I hear, at putting these marvels of technology together that cost more than most used cars. Really cool bikes. Not only that, their coffee slayers are really good at mixing up some well-crafted caffeinated beverages. So please keep them in mind for that. It's right here on Brown Avenue in Old Town Scottsdale. I'd like to thank Margaret Miranda for the lawyer's title for coming in asking me questions today to hopefully be entertaining for you. All of those stuck out there watching us and hopefully acting like
hopefully
you're working.
Not stuck.
I'm working. No, I'm not watching some people talk about real estate on my camera or my phone or my...
I think it's even beyond that. It's just getting to know who you are, because that's what it's about in this business. We can all look at it as transactional. We can all look at the numbers, but at the end of the day, we're in a relationship-based business, and that's what it's about. So I hope that you were all able to get a better sense of who David is, what his value prop is to bring to his consumers and potential clients, and how you can most benefit from the home buying process through him.
Absolutely. And thank you again, everyone. David Pierce, Realtor, Associate Broker, the Home Team AZ at My Home Group Real Estate and MHG Commercial. You want to get a hold of us? Text TEAM to 33655 and we'll get a hold of you right away. Again, that's TEAM to 33655. Thank you very much, and
have a wonderful, today's Thursday.
Yeah, have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend.
Have a good one. Hi there, Denise. We're just ending this, but you can replay and rewatch this a little bit later. But have a wonderful day, everyone. Have a phenomenal Memorial Day weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you. Bye.